Hey everyone, Rob here from Max Pack Breaks, and I wanted to put this video together because I thought it would be really fun and unique. Give you my thought process. This is my very first PSA submission, so I basically wanted to share with you guys the cards that I will be submitting, and the thought process behind submitting these cards, and if I could turn a profit, what would that profit be, and try to be realistic about it. So I'm going to give you a lot of facts, a lot of information on each card. I hope it don't take too long, this video. I'll try to make it as short as possible, but I wanted to definitely provide you guys with all the information that I had gathered on these cards, and then also, like I said, my thought process behind it. There are a couple of these cards in here that are for my own personal PC. I'm just getting graded because they are for my personal PC, not looking to sell them, not looking to make a lot of money. The card value doesn't matter to me. But anyway, without further ado, let me show you, there's 15 cards in total that I'm going to be submitting. The reason why there's 15 cards is because my first submission is free because I came in on the Platinum Club membership with PSA for the year. So anyway, without further ado, let's go through the cards that I am submitting. The very first card is going to be the Bird, Irving, and Magic 1980 Topps. This is a big one. This is one that I had gotten in a break, so I was super excited to hit this. This is, as you know, the holy grail of rookie cards. So it is a big one. I don't want to take this one out of the one touch at all. But anyway, if you want to, when you look at the card, this is one for my personal PC. This is not one that I'm looking to make money on or anything like that. This is just for my own personal PC. But that being said, as you can see, the card is perfectly centered. Couldn't ask for better centering on that. The corners are as sharp as can be. This actually is pack fresh. It was, like I said, I got it in a break, came right out of the pack into a one touch. So the corners are as sharp as can be. Centering is beautiful. Back is looking great as well. Oops, there we go. It may be a little off center in the back, right to left. Other than that, back looks mint condition as well. There is only there's one thing that there is wrong with this card, and as you can see, there is a little bit of damage. Not damage, I guess you could say, but you can see that the color may have been pulled up a little bit on this one side. And then also there is ink splotches. Unfortunately, I'll see if I can get that there for you. But there's a little bit of ink splotch right there in the middle, if you can see that. Other than that, the card is in mint condition. Even where it, you can separate the cards goodly, really nicely centered. So, I mean, it's a really nice card. Unfortunately, because of that ink blotch, I doubt this will get a 10. It will even probably be pushing to get a 9 out of this. I mean, more realistically, I think it's going to be an 8. Simply because of the splotching right there, and this right here, this little discoloration, really, on that first one. So I think this card is going to get an 8. Best is going to be 8. But it would be great if they don't ding me too much on the ink splotch, then it might possibly get a 9. So it would be really exciting if this would come back as a 9. Just so your information, there is a population of 23 and a PSA 10. A PSA 10 sold for $114,000. And a PSA 8, which I think I'm going to get on this card, is selling, last sold for $485. So that's the first one there. Another one going towards my personal collection is the 1980 Topps. From the same set. We've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and then we have John Schmidt, and Larry Dimmick. I hope I'm saying that, Dimmick. And this card right here, the reason, like I said, 2 reasons. It is in mint condition. Perfect centering. Corners are sharp as can be. There is no flaws in the front. I mean, the front, looks perfect. So really nice there. And in the back, great centering as well. So I really feel that this one is going to come back as a 10. And the reason I am submitting it. Now, with this one here, it's got a population of 16 at PSA 10, and a PSA 10 sold for $86.85. Like I said, though, this is for my personal PC, so I really don't care what the value of it is for myself. And on the third card from the same set again, this one is, we've got Johnson, Money, and Barrett's. Again, perfectly centered. Beautiful card. Sharp corners. No imperfections on the front end. And the back looks great as well. So I think this one's going to pull a 10 as well. And the reason why I am submitting it. This one is got a population of 36. A PSA 10 sold for $25. So again, this one's for my own personal PC. Don't really care about the value. All right, now on to the next one. We have a 2003 Topps Derek Jeter red label. It's the red label. And this one was kind of iffy. I kind of, toss it around a couple times. But I decided to go ahead and submit this one. Reason being is, I'll take this one out because the sleeve is a little bit dirty. Anyway, this one here is just in mint condition. Perfect centering. Card looks great. 0 flaws on the front. So I was happy with that. And then also in the back, great centering, no flaws in the back as well. Corners, you couldn't ask for better corners on this thing. And I did not see any imperfections whatsoever on this card. This is just smudge on this sleeve here. So that's not from the card. But the reason why I went with this one is because it has a population of 24. So there is not a big population on a PSA 10 on this card. The reason being is because it's a red label, and most of your cards, if a majority of the cards, are just a regular white label. But this is the red label, so it only has a population of 24. And the last one that sold at PSA 10 sold for $300, and a PSA 9 sold for $5. So I am taking a bit of a risk on this one here, simply because I think it will pass the muster to get a 10, and the reason why I am submitting it. All right, next one. Let me go ahead and put this back in there carefully. Or actually, you know what? I'll do it there. Do it this way so I can be more careful, and I don't want to rush it. The next one is a 2004 Yadier. And this one here, I just felt it is going to get a 10 as well. It's a beautiful card, perfectly centered, sharp corners, packed fresh. Just couldn't ask for better. I mean, obviously you're going with the centering. You have to go with the catcher down here and look at that spacing and that spacing, which is perfect. So, I saw this one coming back as a 10. Perfect centering and back as well. 0 flaws I could find in this card. So I really think this one's going to come back as a 10. So the information on this is there's a population of 125 good cards in a PSA 10. A PSA 10 sold for $188. A PSA 9 sold for $42. So not even, still not too bad, not too shabby for a PSA 9. So the reason why I'm submitting this one. Then we have a 2005 Topps Justin Verlander rookie card. This one, again, I really feel that is going to pull a 10. Perfect centering, pack fresh. Corners couldn't be sharper. 0 deflaws in the top. So just a great looking card. Good centering on the back as well. So like I said, this one here I feel is going to pull a 10. So the reason why I am going to submit it. Now with this one here, I could not find the population on this one. It was not listed on PSA, so I could not find that. The only information I could really find on this card was a PSA 10 sold on eBay this year, as a matter of fact, for $209.50. So I will be submitting that one. The next one is a 1993 Topps Derek Jeter. This one here, just an amazing card. This one actually was pulled as well, pack fresh. 0 deflaws on, 0 flaws on the surface. As you can see, the centering is immaculate. Corners, perfect shape. And centering on back looks great as well. I ended up pulling 2 of those. So got really excited when I pulled Derek Jeter. Both of them. His rookie card. So, these 2 are getting submitted. Now, the information on these ones. Population is 793. So it's quite a large population in PSA 10. But the reason why I'm submitting it is because, like I said, the cards look perfect. Really like them. So that's the reason I'm submitting them. I think they're going to get the PSA 10. So a PSA 10 sold for this year at $477, and a PSA 9 pulled $50. So both of those are going to get submitted. So really happy about those cards. The next one is a 1970 Topps Tom Seaver. And this thing, I mean, just beautiful. Just beautiful. Centering looks really good. It may be a little bit top to bottom, but really hard to decide on that one. I think that was actually the way the card was made, because all sides line up on this. So I think they were actually going for that to line up and not necessarily top to bottom. So, I mean, this card is immaculate. I mean, 0 flaws on the front. On the surface, nothing. Mint sharp corners. Back may be a little off-centered. As you can see, it's a little bit pushed from top to bottom and right to left a little bit. Not too much, but the corners, and like I said, look great on this. I can't find any flaws other than that a little bit of OC on the back. I don't know how much they're going to ding me for that, but overall the card looks great. Information on this one is we have a population of 3 only in a PSA 10, which is incredible. The last PSA 10 sold for $10,644.55. A PSA 9 sold for $430. So the reason why I'm submitting this. So if it doesn't get the 10, I'm feeling quite confident that this card will get the PSA 9, which will still bring a nice price. So that's the one there. Then we have the next one, which is a 1973 Tom Seaver. This one again, immaculate, just immaculate shape. 0 flaws on the surface. Corners, you couldn't ask for sharper corners. Centering, dead on. Just a beautiful card. And also in the back, it looks great. There was one thing that I saw on the back, and I don't know if I can. There is that little. You can't even really say it's a ding because there's no ding on the front at all. I don't know where that's from, but that's on the sleeve. But it's on the back. You can see a little discoloration on the black right there, and that is it. Other than that, this thing is in mint condition. Like I said, it's just a little bit on the edges on the black, but there's no dinging or anything like that you can see on these sides or corners whatsoever. It is just mainly on that, but where the black, I guess, had pulled up a little bit on the back, but that was really it. Was that one spot. I really feel that they can. I can't see how they can ding me that much for just that. They may. I have no idea, so I'm willing to take the chance. But anyway, more information on that. There is a population of only 2 on this one at a PSA 10. I could not find any information on how much a PSA 10 sold for, probably because there's only 2 of them and nobody's going to let those go. But I did find a PSA 9, which is if it gets dinged down to a 9 because of that imperfection there. The last one sold for $197, and a PSA 8 sold for $50. Boy, that would be exciting if they don't ding me incredibly much on that right there. But you never know. Like I said, this is my first submission. I'll have to learn and see myself. But it would be great. I mean, I really, if it doesn't come back as a 10, I'm feeling confident that it comes back at least at a 9. So that one's there. The next one is a 1971 Topps Wilt Chamberlain. And this thing is just beautiful. Couldn't ask for better corners. I mean, really, really sharp corners. Surface looks great. Centering looks great. There is only one flaw on this, and I'm sure you guys already picked it up. Is that right there. That is the only flaw I could find in this card. The back is just immaculate as well. Beautiful card, man. I mean, just beautiful. So I was really disappointed. That's just on the sleeve, to see that little thing right there on the card, and that was it. Other than that, this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. I really don't know how much they're going to ding me for that at PSA. But anyway, more information on this. There is only a population of 1 grading at a PSA 10. So there's only 1 at a PSA 10. A population of 19 graded at PSA 9. A PSA 10 did sell, so I guess that person that got the PSA 10 sold it, because it did sell for $6,600, and a PSA 9 sold for $1,320. I don't know if they'll give me the 10 because of that right there. They might bring me down a grade to PSA 9, but I really feel certain the way this card is, the way it looks, the corners being sharp, everything else, I think I might be able to get a 10 out of this, or a 9 at least out of this, and that would be a nice return. The other one is a 1991 Topps Bo Jackson Desert Shield. As you can see, it's the Desert Shield. This one here, I mean, just perfect. I really can't find any flaws with this one. The centering is dead on. I actually thought it was off-centered because from top to bottom, but a friend of mine says, no, Rob, you actually have to go with the T. As you can see, the T is actually up higher than that border. Even his hat is a little bit higher, so you actually have to go with the top of the T to the top of the card. And when I measured it, it is exactly the same as the bottom. The top and bottom are the exact. So this is actually perfectly centered. There is 0 deflaws on the surface. The corners, you couldn't ask for sharper corners. Just another beautiful card. Back looks great. Maybe a little, as you can see, off-centered, right to left. But other than that, top to bottom look good. But on the back, there is a little bit of off-centering. I don't know how they're going to ding me on that. But other than that, this card is perfect. So information on that, there's a population of 45 at PSA 10. A PSA 10 sold for $255.69. PSA 9 sold for $50.69. I'm feeling I'm going to get the 10 on this one. I don't know how they're going to ding me on the back for it being a little bit OC. I think they might give me a 10 with OC on it. But we'll have to see. Anyway, so that's that one there. The next one is going to be a 1978 Topps Bill Plummer, Hall of Famer there. This card right here, that's not on the card. It's actually on the sleeve. But anyway, I literally can't find anything wrong with this card here. Centering is great. You know, the surface is great. Corners, you couldn't ask for sharper corners. And on the back looks great as well. Again, a little bit off-centered right to left. Other than that, top to bottom looks good. I don't know how they're going to ding me on that. Maybe you guys can tell me what you guys think in the comments below. How bad they ding you for it being a little bit other. Let's just say everything else is perfect, and it's a little OC from right to left on the back. Maybe you guys can let me know what they do for PSA, how bad they ding you on that kind of stuff. But anyway, more information on this one. We've got a population of 6 being at PSA 10. The last PSA 10 sold for $500. A PSA 9 sold for $25. Next one is a 1980 Topps Greg Brett. And this card here, perfect. You couldn't ask for better. The centering on the back looks decent. Again, maybe a millimeter from right to the left on that back. But other than that, I mean, this thing is in mint condition. Perfect corners, good centering, no flaws on the surface. So a really beautiful card as well. More information on this one. We have a population of 92 on this one. A PSA 10 sold for $1,025, and a PSA 9 sold for $25. So that one I'll be submitting. And last but not least is, I didn't put the year on this one. I think it is, yes, a 98. So a 1978, the Goose. This card, again, perfect card. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better card. Perfect centering on this one. Flawless on the front surface. Corners are sharp as can be. Back centering is even dead on. So this one here is just immaculate condition. Really feel like this one's going to pull the 10. With this one here, we've got a population of 26 at a PSA 10. PSA 10 last sold for $165. PSA 9 sold for $27. So those are the cards that I will be submitting to PSA. Now let's get on to the diagram that I made, the spreadsheet, so you guys can actually follow along with me on the spreadsheet and gather my thoughts as well. So let me go ahead and bring that up for you guys. Here we go. And as you can see, we've got the, the Larry, the Irving, and the Magic. What the card cost me was $133. And you'll see that all three of those are at $133. The reason being is because I bought a pack of them for $400. So I actually split the cost between all three cards. So all three cards cost me $133. Now, if it gets, obviously this is best case scenario right here. Then we have worst case scenario. Let me see if I can, and whoops, I put this all in the, I'll have to see if I can pull this over for you guys a little bit. Let's see. Maybe not. But anyway, I really, there we go. Now we've got it. Anyway, to follow along now, we've got the Derek Jeter Red. He cost me $42. Yadier cost me $23. The Justin cost me $32. Derek Jeter twice at $60, and so forth. So this was what the cost was for me on all these cards, coming to a grand total of $716. Now this is all at PSA 10 except for the Magic. I didn't even put the PSA 10 because it sold for $114,000. So I put the PSA 9, just hoping to get lucky with see if I can get a 9 out of it. But this is best case scenario. Best case scenario says everything comes back as a 10, which we more than likely will not happen. That would be $27,652. Worst case scenario is, them coming back as 8 and all of them coming back as a 9 or an 8. So nothing coming back as a 10. Worst case scenario, we're looking, and this is what everything sold for last, everybody. This is the last sale that was made on these. That's where I got these numbers on these cards. So worst case scenario, we're looking at $2,595. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen with these cards is, of course, I'm thinking PSA 8 with the Magic Irvin and Larry. And I think that a lot of these will come back as a 10. There may be a couple in here that I think may come back as a 9. As you can see right here, I've only got one of the Derek Jeters coming back as a 10. I don't think they're going to give me a 10 on both of them. So I even went down to a grade 9 on one of them. So I dropped it down to a $50 on that one. But majority of them I'm thinking coming back as a 10. So this is what I'm predicting. And if I predict correctly, it's going to come back at a value of $5,713. Now, that being, if, the grading and submission and everything is going to cost me, if it cost me to grade these, it would be at the economy for $20 a card, which would be $300. Shipping would cost me $50, and then insurance would cost me $150 as well. So a grand total on the cost of the cards, the grading, shipping, and insurance would be $1,021 or $1,216. Best case scenario, I would profit $19,825 off this submission. That is minus, I've subtracted also from this the $6,500, the 86, and the 25, because I am not selling these cards. These again are for my personal collection. So this would just be for this, below this profit here. Worst case scenario would be a profit of $783, again minus the $485, the 8, and the $3, because I will be keeping those. So that would be a profit of $783. And then if we go on my prediction on what these cards I think are going to come back as, it would be a profit of $3,901, again minus the $485, the 86, and the 25, because those cards will not be sold. So we're looking at a profit of $3,901, and that is, of course, if all the cards sell and at the same price they sold for last time at that grade. So there you go, everybody. It might have been a longer video. I do apologize if it was a little bit too long, but I thought this would be a really fun and exciting video for me to put together. It's kind of like, because I know I'm going to submit these, it's probably going to take months for to get the submissions back to me. And it would be really exciting to see in a couple months when I got the cards back what they actually come back as, and I will make a video on that as well, everybody, what they actually come back as, and see what they actually sell for, and see if my prediction is anything close from what I'm saying right now. 2, 3, 4 months from now, PSA is backlogged like you wouldn't believe. It might take up to 5 months before I get these cards back. And you just never know what's happening in the market at that time. So it'd be interesting to come back to this video, see what I predicted, and see if I come anywhere close to what my predictions were. But anyway, I just wanted to share this video with you guys. And if I would love your comments, see what your thoughts are. Let me know what you think about those slight OCs on some of the back of those cards. Let me know what you think. Let me, what your thought process is when you're, submitting cards in. Obviously, I'm looking to turn a profit. You know, majority of these cards, I'm looking to build my own PC. By, you know, selling some of these cards, making a profit, I can then take that profit and put it back into building out my own personal collection. So that's my thought process. I'd love to know what your guys' thought process is. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with me. This is Rob from Max Pack Breaks. And if you're interested in buying any of our cards, please feel free to go to breakerbay.com. It's a new and exciting platform. Really look at it. You need to check that out. You can save a lot of money on breakerbay.com because you don't have to pay, you know, eBay fees or anything like that. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with me, everybody. And I will keep you up to date on this submission. And I am wishing you all the very best day. Thank you.